Greetings, mortals. I am Natus, one of the rulers of the underworld, or specifically the ruler of manga hell. And today we'll be reacting to the newest chapter of Welcome to the Demon School, Iruma chapter 237, The Ideal Team Composition. I guess uh, Iruma's team is gonna meet up with Subnak's team? I don't know, because the last chapter ended out with Asmodeus and Climb's team coming together, and those teams seem to be very incompatible. Well, except when it comes to treating women, but even that's kind of incompatible, but that's besides the point. I mean, it's a mission. It's a game they have to win, not or a movie they have to play in. I honestly don't know how this is gonna look in the underworld, but anyways, I always need to see why that team would be ideal. Oh well, we'll see what is gonna happen. So yeah. Anyways, the first page we get from this chapter is actually more of a color spread with, I'm guessing, promoting the next season of the anime because we see Iruma, Asmodeus, Clara, and I believe and the teacher that Iruma and Lead got in the first major arc of the third season. Or what's it called? I think something Hunter arc or the Beast Forest arc or something like that. So yeah, I'm curious if that's what this is supposed to be referencing to. Although it might also be referencing the number of volumes being sold. If that there's a boys of anything to be concerned about. So yeah. Alright, the next page is an actual color spread of the with the title and everything. I'm guessing this is actually the more proper page where the appearance was just advertising something. So yeah, anyways, then we see Asmodeus in a suit. I'm thinking this might be that suit he's wearing now on a mission, with Climb wearing his fancy attire as well. As we have the narration be like, the peculiar duo featured on a color page. A gentleman must be dignified. I guess that it does make sense in a sense. So yeah. Anyways, then see a Lady Fene, Mariana, the lady that was running from Climb in the last chapter, one of the new Kohais, as we have her laughing me, ha ha ha! Very annoying class lady, a high ranking, I'm guessing this means. As we have someone be like, that's amazing, Mariana Chan, you're one of the chosen 26. Indeed, that much is a given. Yes, she's blushing, and then we had like a little backstory, and it seems like anyone who thought that Fene and that other girl that she was running with were like an actual master and servant, it turns out that is correct because in the first page we have her in this like regal kimono wearing on this like throne as the girl with one eye is right next to her, I guess bowing or maybe waiting her command, like this kind of sleeping position or something. As we have Fene giving us a bit of a backstory, she's like, my name is Fene Marianne. I'm the daughter of a prestigious Fene family and a new first year student at Babylus. As then we see her literal bodyguard. And she's like, here's your Hellgrade team, my lady. As we get her bodyguard's name, and she's like, and this is my security devil, Uzu. Which, if I recall, security devils are something separate from regular devils, or I'm guessing that's the case because if those two are the same age, then that would mean that she's a very young security. And I think this is also something that Oprah might be, but I'm not 100%. So it could just be like a title that's given to some family. So maybe this is just something that you can become. I don't really know. Oh, the short version is Uzo is definitely her bodyguard with Data. So, anyways, then we have Uzo be like, I can see that you are very much looking forward to the exam. As we have Fenna be like, heh, well, of course, because the Misfit class is full of gorgeous men after all. A hardcore hot guy fanatic. And Uzo's like, I see. Which I am a bit. This is actually something we're gonna get into a bit later, but I am gonna be very curious about this whole setup with Uzu and Fene and the 26 Misfit or something, whatever. Also, while Fene is saying hot guy, she's whispering referring to we see Asmodeus, Subnock, and Agnes, who's like kind of a joke that he's covered, but yet he's very handsome. So now we have Fene basically going climb here, which is not something that took that hard to find, as she's like basically just drooling over them. She's like, the young nobleman of flames, Asmodeus Senpai, he holds every record related to top quality looks. Alright? How I'd love to team up with him. Then we have the sleeping jewel, Agara Senpai. I wouldn't mind falling into an eternal slumber with such a beautiful demon. Alright? The dark charms of the seductive black serpent Anjo Senpai. I want him to play tricks on me. I'm ready to have my money or my heart stolen. Well, if the fact you're from a prestigious noble family is anything to be concerned about, you have a lot of money to have stolen. Not sure if that's the right person to be fond of her. Then we have her be like, and there's also Subnock Senpai and Iruma Senpai. So many to choose from. And she has hearts all over her. As it was like, you're drooling, my lady. As she takes off the napkin, which is true. I guess Fene is now not much different from Climb. It's just she's more normal humanoid who drools over men instead of being an owl who drools over women. So if they have Fene be like, I cannot wait to see the team arrangements. She does know there are women on in Misfit class as well, right? I mean, she didn't forget about that spot, and not to mention there are a few mutated ones, but I don't think Persa would really qualify as beautiful. Then we have the day, as then we see her first reaction to Climb. It's like a beautiful as it comes like a beautiful princess type lady with black hair. What a perfect catch! Thank you very much. And she's like, eek! What is this? As I'm guessing, who's like, trying to grab him away. Is then we have finally be like, I could have never expected my team senpai to be a pervert. Why not? And then Usopp like going in with the sword is kind of like, please wait. I guess now we know what they were doing for the last 16 minutes, was it? Yes, I think it was 16, 15 minutes around. Like they were just running for the hills. They're gonna be like, what a tragedy, how fall! So I ran for my dear life. Yeah. And we see her crying. Seriously? Wait, why isn't Climb going after Uzo? I mean, she's the one chasing him. I guess Fran is more because they're more beautiful than Uzo. I guess so. I mean, I don't know really. Maybe it's a security demon thing. Maybe they are like stuck with them, so it's regardless. But anyway, Fran be like, but now I'm with Team Asmodeus. As we see a bunch of sparkles over Asmodeus and Zenith, as we also so yeah. And now we have Fran be like, how lucky! Fortune must be smiling upon me. All right. So then we have Finn be like, I can't let this chance slip away. I'll do anything to stay with them. Oh, they're so cool. And then we have Uzo being on as Finn is like on her knees, being so happy to see them. You know, hot over. She's as Finn is like also like, not on her knees. Like, you're drooling, my lady. And she picks out a napkin. And she's gonna wipe. Which I'm starting to think maybe Uzo's also in charge of cleaning Finn's mouth whenever she starts to drool. So yes, anyways, there we have Asmodeus be like, alright, let's go over the mission one more time. Okay, then we get like the Chibi every Sulian mode in his part as we have the explanation from Asmodeus. Operation SOS review. The Great Beast Sullivan is sealed away within the principal's office. We will be in big trouble if he's free. To stop the device, 4 students need to pour mana into it. Teamwork is necessary to chance Operation SOS. I do feel I am not sure why they said students specifically, since I think the last chapter literally just had them say, you know, just 4 demons have to, but maybe they just gotta pick students because it'll be easier to have the second years fight the teachers while the students pour it in or something. Although, considering the fact that Uzo is the security devil, I wouldn't be surprised if she can put a fight against the teachers as well. Like, I would assume that the security devil would be a bit higher in terms of fighting capabilities than, your average student. But yeah, anyways, there was more as being like, that's the gist of it. Does anyone have anything to add? As we have Klein raise his head, and she takes a notice of it. As Fanny takes notice of it, it's like, the perp has something to say. As well as like, yes, Clem. As Clem's like, as then we have Clem be like, have you seen Nissan teams around here? As we see Elizabeth and her twins, Kohais, as we have a bunch of curious and that lovely thing, as you know what's gonna happen now. As we have, as supposed to be like, does that have anything to do with the mission? As Clem's like, not particularly. As then we have Clark going full purpose, is like, but with Nessen's team here, we would have 6 ladies, and then the wonderful harem would be complete. As just we hear this lovely picture of all of them, like maybe like it was like kind of charming. Supposedly not overly seductive, but still, I guess like I'm like, come here, honey, type of thing. So yeah, and then we have climbing most of us Mordius as more as like, are women the only thing in your head? As because like women and women all day. Okay, that to be fair, that's every man's in their existence. In fact, Asmodeus, you're not so different. Literally, some things say it later. As their friend be like, how could that bird be so unashamed of his desires? Yikes! To be fair, woman, you were literally drooling over Asmodeus Susanna for a couple of seconds later, so I'm not exactly sure if you're the one who is worthy of saying that. As there we have supposed to be like, relentless, huh? It's like starting to back. I mean, like he's just made himself look bad. How now small someone might want to leave our team behind. I mean, to be fair, you did literally say like a bunch of other handsome men, so you could just go find that one. I mean, you'll be running around away from anyone, anyways. So I was expecting them. There's going to be like a little comedy thing with the teachers are actually going to have to protect Befena and her Uzo so from Climb, and instead of Climb protecting them, but I guess it's gonna go the basic thing. So yes, then we have a small be like, while we are on the subject, have you seen Iruma-sama? Esko's like, we are not so different, huh? No, I haven't. So basically the same thing. As then we have a supposed to be like, I see. As he's like despairing us. So it's like, you can't go. Which it is little comedy, but I'm not sure if it's the comedy drawing ink or if it's just like supposed to be a joke, but seriously looks like a little sis now be like, big bro, you can't go to Irma. You can't go to your girlfriend. You're supposed to be with me. Which is funny enough, actually, the relationship he and his sisters do have. So they have time to be like, bam. However, as a master of errors, my radar is tingling quite strongly. What now? As though we have what act. Okay, this is gonna be hilarious. We have Klein saying, being sandwiched between a beautiful older and a beautiful younger girl, Eva must be doing something naughty. I bet he can't control himself off with his hat. As we see a picture of Irma like doing the face he would never do, or the very least never do sober, as he's like, as we have Chima like, no, and Sylvia be like, ah, and she's covering her breast, which to be fair, they actually have in a fight, but still, as we're gonna be like, he's even hallucinating. How incredibly creepy! I would not be surprised that happens soon to you as well. There you have Asmodia just grabbing Climb by the hair. He's like, hey, exactly what kind of rude delusions are you having? As he starts to burn Climb again. Wrong. As then we have Zenith pulling Sylvia back as he is like, how vulgar. I guess he's trying to protect Sylvia from their fire. As then we have Finn be like, oh no, Asmodeus is angry, this is hopeless. But he's lovely, even while angry. Again, not so different from Climb. As then we have Uzu be like, I don't think this team's going to get very far. As then we have fourth floor, stays in front of the principal's office. Oh, I guess Uzo was actually wrong. I mean, to be fair, under normal circumstances, she would be correct. As then we have Uzo be like, oh, maybe it will? Oh, which, by the way, something to mention, Uzo and Silva actually had fun too. Which is funny because, like, Sylvia, pretty much that Cheek is ready to be the living shield, while Uzo's job description is pretty much to be a shield. At least they're aware of their positions. As we have Uzo be like, we are already here. It's just like, that was surprisingly easy. Which is true. I mean, I know that there's a limited number of teachers, and this is probably going the whole game route where you start with very little, but then there's like so many of them, but thing. But you'd think they'll come across one eventually. Like the way things stand, it is like three teams have all been eliminated. That one team encountered the teachers, while the rest of the nine, have pretty much not encountered, seen, or anything from any other teachers. And now we have two teams teaming up, and they've still not encountered a teacher. I mean, talk about luck. Oh, by the way, while I mentioned the teams formats a bit later in the eliminate teams, I actually went back to see, and I've noticed that all of the three teams who have been eliminated were in the same row. Like you had four teams here, the middle had five teams, and in the next spot there were also now four teams. So, and the fourth one of those fourth teams was Sabnak's team. Hmm, peculiar. But I'm guessing there's no real connection. But we'll see. So if then we have Zedov be like, this must be thanks to my nature as a star. As he poses as fans like, my, how lovely. As we have Asmodeus be like, would it kill you not to strike a pose just for once? It would. Trust me, it would. So I guess Asmodeus be like, I can't believe we didn't meet a single teacher in on our way here. Are the other teams keeping the enemies busy? Probably not. Probably they're still wandering around somewhere. As they were able to be like, that could be it. And she's like, then I'm grateful for that. Which is true. Like, it's pretty much a child here. As they have said, be like, then we should make haste. And she's like, I think it would be alright to take our time. And she wants to be with Zenith and Asmos even more. As then we have Sylvia like, this will be an easy win. Don't jinx it, Sylvia. Don't jinx it, my dear. As there we have a supposed to be serious, like as like tense. It's supposed like wait, as I suspected. As we see a teacher approaching, a teacher that I'm actually not sure who it is. It's most like they won't let us go through it so easily. Eep. As we see the teacher here is like the teacher like, whoa, what a catch! As he's here, as there we have Sylvia and Uzo immediately jumping in front like a teacher. As Uzo's like, my lady, please stand back. And she even like kind of makes to Fennec to like move aside. But it, immediately in front of Uzo and Siva, Asmodeus appears or steps forward as Uzo is about to draw her katana. As we have Asmodeus be like, climb. As the guy's like, yes. As much like I'm counting on you. As guy's like, as you wish. As the guy's like, everyone, let's go upstairs. As he like dashes up, and as I'm guessing, Uzo's like, yeah, I'll be like, run. As we have somebody like, huh, what? We're leaving a small senpai behind. But as guy's like, don't worry. We've already discussed what to do should an emergency occur. As to them are like, what? As they're like, amazing. As who's like, when did you? I guess with fans, since we never actually saw a picture of them like discussing it. Although to be fair, I think they were together in the previous in the previous panel when they were arriving in the upset. So I guess while they were walking behind them, they were discussing this while Uzu and Zia were in front. So as they have to be like, that's not it. That's not what we should be surprised about. We should be surprised about. Rather, Asmodeus somehow said he's counting on this bird. I guess Fen is like, I'm not surprised that they discussed this and they made this plan. She's surprised at the fact that this bird is the one they're counting on. As far as like, he's leaving the protection of his first year teammates in the hands of this demon. Was I guess a bit surprised. Like I mean, I guess Finn is smart enough to tell that this kind of situation would happen. This kind of plan would come across. It's just she wouldn't expect this plan with someone like Climb. As then we have Fenna be like, but why? And she's even a bit blushing. I guess she's got fall to the charms of Climb. Or the way she'll be Climb's Tsuneri girlfriend. As then we have the other teacher be like, oh my, you were so quick with it. It's incredible how you guys split up without missing a beat. Could you have hesitated a little more? I guess this was the right action to take. It's just the teacher was like expecting it to be like a bit more of like a, unprofessional, like not so 100% military based. As we have the Asmos be like, I'll fight and the others will push ahead. This tactic carries the lowest risk, so as then the teacher responds with, risk, huh? I see. So you're saying you alone enough to fend me off? I guess then we have basically the fan base reaction to this as much like, well, as then we have the teacher, I mean, he's showing in front of Asmodeus with fire. It's like, are you underestimating me? It's going to be serious. Like before, he was a little bit more like a Robin like, but now he's more like Color Go. And then he sends fire, and Asmodeus is able to block it with his fire by the looks of things. Although it seems like the teacher's fire is a bit stronger, and it pushes Asmodeus back. As then we have this teacher like putting a cigar in his mouth and setting it on fire. As like, though I suppose I'm just an unfamiliar face to you sometimes seen in the teacher's lounge, which is true. So then we have, and they're like, so let me introduce myself. Have you ever fought someone who's more skilled with fire than you, Asmodeus Alice? So yeah, well, that's a weird introduction. Like, I mean, how do I shorten his name? Is it Fuswomoshifti? Because, or have you, or is it here or something? Because that's definitely not. That's a very long name, dude. Now, of course, it's not actually his name, but actually, I could see this like being a running joke with his teacher, where every time he wants to give us his name, he never is able to say it, or something always comes up, or he always says something wrong. But we don't actually get his name. He just says that, yeah, you may be powerful fire user, and I think in some translations it's even said that his family is known for their fire use, but this guy's, I guess, gotta be more skilled user of fire. So we'll see how this battle is gonna go. I honestly could see this battle go like the standard shonen way, but I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, I guess Asmodeus, the next couple chapters are gonna be focusing on Asmodeus fighting this teacher. And I'm guessing Climb using his leadership or using his ability to somehow defeat if there's gonna be a teacher in front of them. Like I feel like there will be a teacher fighting Climb and his team. I mean, there's 5v1. I feel like they can handle it without popping one balloon. Although I'm pretty sure you are allowed to participate still, even if your balloon does pop. It's just your entire team must not lose their balloons. But yeah, I guess we'll see about that. So yeah, this chapter over and over was a very funny chapter. Nothing really all that special happens in it, but it's a pretty fun chapter over and over, and it's fun to see a little bit more of these Kohais. I mean, they're not gonna get much in this story, if we're being honest, but it's nice to always see them. Kind of surprised that student, that Uzu girl, was actually her retainer, which does actually bring up a few questions about this whole thing. Like, all right, all right, the way that the teachers chose their kohais for each student was based off of there will be a struggle to deal with them. Like, person's team were made so his ability would be very difficult to be used on them. Um, Clara's team was made to be a team that was really, someone had to be a leader, which is something Clara is not capable of. Climb's team was because they're both women, and that's why he got it. The only question is, the students seem to already kind of know each other, or at least most of them seem to be familiar. Like the two in person's team seem to have been like, two who are already friends, two who already hang out, and Finesse and Climb's teams is a master and her servant, literally. So it's a bit weird. Also, it seems like Finney's personality, with her being so into man, kind of makes it look like the students also wanted. It seems the teachers also want the first years to like have uh, have senpais who they're not bound very well. The same thing with Vine and Iruma. So I'm a bit curious if that's also the case here, which at that point I have to question why is Uzu with Fene and not some other chick, with Uzu being on some other thing and having like a similar dilemma to Asmodeus. Which I just now realize is like you have three servants essentially in this team. You have Asmodeus or Iruma. Syria is basically a Chima servant, even though we haven't seen it, but that's how it's kind of being set up here. And Uzo is Fene's servant. But yeah. So anyway, that's all I have to say about this chapter and all my thoughts on it. Net. And yeah, I hope you like this chapter reaction. I hope you leave a like, subscribe to this channel for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.